Hi everybody, Patrick here from Engineering Shock Electronics. This is the Bobbybot video demo. For all those teachers out there who are interested in the Bobbybot, this is a classroom management tool, and you control him using a wireless key fob. Or there's two buttons on his arm which allow for you to control him manually if need be. So I'll talk about the hardware at the end. He's extremely easy to use. You don't need any technical prowess to use him. Super easy right out of the box. I'm going to plug him in. His on switch is in the back. I've already turned it to on. He's got an onboard speaker, but I've got the audio output jack in the back connected to cheap computer speakers for some nice, for more volume. So I'll plug him in.
Running system diagnostics. All systems okay.
Okay, so at this point, you can just talk, and he's got a noise meter, and he's just waiting for a command. He'll occasionally blink. To the camera, his eyes might look a little creepy, but that's because my camera is having trouble focusing on his eyes. His eyes look great, and they're very friendly. They're not scary at all in real life. I just want to mention that. So now I have the option of, if I'm a teacher and I just brought Bobby into the class, I can have Bobby introduce himself to the class, a first-time introduction. And I do that by pressing either B or D on the transmitter. So I'm going to do that. However, after the first time they meet, you can press A on the transmitter and he'll say one of 5 greetings to the class, just saying, and this is before he starts listening to the class and becoming essentially a volume detector. So I'm going to press B so he introduces himself to you for the first time.
Hi kids. I'm your robot friend Bobby, and your teacher has invited me to learn along with the rest of you. The thing is, I'm really sensitive to loud noise. If it gets too loud in here, it will damage my hearing circuitry. The good news is, if you are able to keep the noise down until your teacher says so, then you will earn a point. If you earn 10 points, then your teacher has agreed to give you all a reward. I will keep track of the points so that you don't have to. If it gets too loud, my green light will turn yellow. If you continue to be loud, then my yellow light will turn red, and I will have to power down, and no point will be earned. Please remember that I am not a toy. I am made up of sensitive circuits, so please make sure that the only person who handles me is your teacher. Check this out. Talk to me, and you'll see how loud you're being on my light bar. Pretty cool, right? Seriously, come talk to me.
At this point, you've got 10 seconds. You can encourage the students to say, "Hey, Bobby. How you doing?" And you'll see his noise meter go up with the volume in the class. And once the 10 seconds is up, there we go.
I hope that you had fun talking to me. I had fun listening to you.
So now at this point, I can press any button to start scanning. Now scanning is him listening. And there's 3 levels of scanning. He'll start off with the green status light on, and the noise meter will be off. And as the class gets louder and louder, the noise meter will go up, 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 and if it hits the top, he'll give you an audio warning saying you're being too loud. And you'll see this all in a second, but I just wanted to explain it in advance. From there, the noise meter will start at halfway, so they can recover. Because if you're quiet, despite where the noise meter is, it will go back down if you're quiet. So you can recover from a noisy class. But he only gives the audio warning once. So if you're in the yellow range, it'll go back down to green eventually. But once it goes back up to yellow again, his eyes will blink, but he won't give you another warning. And if he makes it to all the way back up to red, then he has to turn off because you've hurt his ears. So I'm going to give you a demo, and I'm going to show you what happens when you're too loud. So I'm going to press any button now.
Are you ready to earn a reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
So I can talk out loud. And you keep Bobby at a distance from the kids so that, you know, just talking isn't going to set him off. I've got him in strict mode. Now there's 3 modes of sensitivity, and I'll get to that later, but as you can see, the noise meter is going up. And it will go back down, so I'll be quiet for a second. As you can see, it's slowly going back down. So, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on some simulated classroom noise. Pretty quiet. I'll make it louder.
You're being a little loud, kids. I'm detecting damage to my hearing circuitry. Please try to keep the noise down.
So now it starts there, starts at the halfway point. And I'm just going to fast forward because it's going to go back down to green. And once it goes back down to green, the light level will be at the top. And it can go all the way back down to 0, so it's as if nothing ever happened. But that audio warning that he just gave you will never happen again. You only get that one warning. So the goal is for the class to make it through a teaching session or a work session without tripping him. So at this point, at any point during scanning, I can do one of 4 things. If I press A, I award them a point. And he saves points in memory. So if you get 10 points, the teacher offers a reward to the students. That's the idea. So as you can see, just about to go back down to green. And the LED starts back up at the top, and it's going to go all the way back down. So again, I can award them a point, and he'll keep count of how many points you have, and he'll tell the students every time when they have a point how many points they have. I can shut down with no explanation, or I can essentially shame the kids. If they are not being too loud but they're misbehaving, they don't deserve a point, I can press a button on the transmitter to essentially have Bobby say, I'm sorry, your teachers informed me you don't deserve a point. I'm going to have to shut down. So I'm going to give you all those examples, all of them. But right now I'm just going to set him off. And to do that, I'm going to bring in some simulated classroom noise. Now remember, he's in green right now, and the noise meter is teetering. So it's going to go back up to yellow. He's going to blink, and then I'm going to go all the way up to red.
I'm sorry, kids, but I need to power down for a while. You're being too loud, and I need to sleep. I cannot give you a point this time. I hope that when we next learn together, that you'll be more mindful of my sensitive hearing. I'll miss you. I'll see you again soon.
I love that. So now he's asleep. He's asleep. We've set him off manually. Now I'm going to wake him up, and again on the transmitter, if I press B, I'll get the long intro, but we shouldn't have to do that. We should only have to do that once. If you introduce a new child to your class, you can use that intro again by pressing B, but typically just press A and you'll get one of 5 different responses. And I'm going to go through all of those 5 different, greetings. I'll go through all 5 of those greetings because they're all very, very chummy. The kids love them. So I'll press A.
Who has no thumbs, but loves to learn? This guy. Are you ready to earn a reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
Okay, so let's say they've been good. And again, we are on strict mode, so making noise at this proximity is going to bring the noise level up on his noise meter, but it will go back down. So let's just say 20 minutes. They've been good. They deserve a reward point. I'll press A on the transmitter.
You kids did great. Thank you all for being so kind to my ears. You have earned a point. I hope that you all have a great day. I'm so happy that I got to learn with you all today. It really makes me happy that I have so many friends here. I'm going to rest my circuits. I'll see you all again soon. You now have 2 points stored. Powering down.
And he'll shut down. And kids love that. And the greetings, he engages with the kids, and the children have in my wife Lana's class have just been so responsive to Bobby. He's been such a wonderful presence in the room. So I'm going to start up again. I'll get another separate. It'll always be a different short intro. I'm going to press A on the transmitter.
Hooray! My batteries are fully charged, and I'm so glad to see you all. Are you ready to earn a reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
Okay, so now let's say the children are not behaving. They're not being well behaved at all, but they're not setting Bobby off. They're not being too loud. They've done something that upsets you as a teacher. They don't deserve a point. I'm going to press either B or D on the transmitter to do this.
Your teacher has informed me that I am not allowed to give you a point during this session. I am sorry.
And he'll shut down. Now I'm giving you fast demos here. The idea is you let him scan. If they're good, if they don't set him off manually, if they don't set him off themselves, then you can award them a point. Or you can shut down, or you can shame them. I hate to use the word shame, but that's the idea. If they're not well behaved, then your teacher hasn't, you inform Bobby, no, you can't have a point, I'm going to shut down. So I'm going to press A on the transmitter again, and we'll get another greeting.
Hi everyone. I'm back. I hope that you're having a great day so far. Are you ready to earn the reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
Okay, the third option, if I press C at any point, he'll just shut down with no explanation. You won't have to use that very often. It's nice to have. There's no consequence. There's no point. It's just shut him down with C. Now I'm going to show you one of my favorite aspects of this. What I'm going to have to do is I've got actually a light here that I've got pointed at the Bobbybot so I can actually videotape him better, because he has a black circuit board, so he's a little hard to see without this light that I've got shining in from the side. So I'm going to have to actually get rid of that, and I'm going to have to turn up the lights in the room. So I'm going to power him up again. We'll get a different intro. I'll press A.
What a great nap. I'm back and ready to listen. Are you ready to earn the reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
Now I'm going to pause the video just for a quick second, just because I've been recording for so long, and I'm going to remove this light from the equation. And I'm going to turn off the main light.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Powering down.
Just kind of, oh, he went completely out of focus there. I apologize. So I'll have to leave that in the video. That's primarily why I paused it. It was because I knew that the Bobbybot would go out of focus. But the idea is you turn off the light. He's actually got a light sensor on his nose, and so he's able to detect if the lights go out, and he just powers down. It's kind of a fun option. I added it in just for fun. Hey, who turned out the lights? And so now what I'll do is I'll turn on this light again, and so now we can see him again. So now I think this will be the 5th intro. I'll press A.
I have come here to chew bubble gum and learn, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That's my favorite.
Are you ready to earn the reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
Okay, so remember, we're doing this wirelessly, and you can use these buttons. Oh, I set them off because I'm too loud.
Oh no, you're being a little loud, kids. I'm detecting damage to my hearing circuitry. Please try to keep the noise down.
I'm going to award a point.
You kids did great. Thank you all for being so kind to my ears. You have earned a point. I hope that you all have a great day. I'm so happy that I got to learn with you all today. It really makes me happy that I have so many friends here. I'm going to rest my circuits. I'll see you all again soon. You now have 3 points stored.
Now when we started this video, I had already stored a few points in memory. Because when you power down, when you actually remove power from the Bobbybot, he remembers how many points the kids have stored. So let's just say you get the Bobbybot straight from the Kickstarter, and you're playing around with it and you accumulate a bunch of points. The kids didn't earn those points. How am I supposed to start, do I have to manually go through and add 10 points in order to reset that? No. There's a way to reset points, and it's very easy, and I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to pause the video so I can segment this video. So I'm going to power down. I can use the switch in the back, or I can just unplug at this point because the on switch is on. And what I'm going to do is on the arm there's a 3-pin dip switch, and they're labeled strict, AVG, and easy. Right now I've got the strict dip switch set to the on position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them all. I'm going to make sure they're in the off. All of them are in the off position. All 3 of them. Strict is obviously the most strict. If you have it on easy, it's going to take a lot to set it off. average is in the middle, obviously. So that's how you set the standard for your classroom. And say you have the Bobbybot close to the kids or far away, you can experiment with these settings. In any case, I want to erase all my points. I've turned power off. I've set all of them to the off position or the down position. And now I'm going to power it back up. He'll run through system diagnostics.
Delete points.
Sorry, he'll run diagnostics after I select delete points or not. So, because I have the dip switches all in the off position, he says delete points. At this point, I can press any button on the transmitter to ignore this command, or I can press A to delete points. So if I don't want to delete points, if this was an accident, I can press C, D, B, or A, C, D, or B. But if I want to delete points, I'll press A on the transmitter.
Points deleted. Running system diagnostics. All systems okay.
At this point, I can power off, or I can reset it to strict. I'll just reset it to strict. It goes to strict by default if they're all in the off position. And then how you know for sure when I start the Bobbie, when he starts to scan, he'll blink green if you're in easy. He'll blink yellow if you're in AVG, average, and he'll blink red if you're in strict. So just like right now, if I press A on the transmitter, I'll start him up, and he'll blink red right before he starts scanning.
I have come here to chew bubble gum and learn, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Are you ready to earn the reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
So hopefully you saw that. He blinked red right before he started scanning, and now I'm going to give them a point. I'm going to do this off camera, so I'm going to accumulate 10 points to show you what happens once you've earned 10 points, or once the children have, rather. I'll press A on the transmitter.
You kids did great. Thank you all for being so kind to my ears. You have earned a point. I hope that you all have a great day. I'm so happy that I got to learn with you all today. It really makes me happy that I have so many friends here. I'm going to rest my circuits. I'll see you all again soon. You now have 1 point stored. Powering down.
So as you can see, he's super easy to use. You set your sensitivity, you learn your buttons. There will be a written manual along with this, and also there's going to be a card that's included. I'll actually stop the video and show you the card. There's the card. And on the back are instructions. Basic instructions. Now, in the video manual that's coming out a little bit later in the Kickstarter campaign, I'll also touch on these two buttons, but they do the exact same thing as the wireless transmitter. But say you temporarily lose your transmitter, or you need a new battery, which you wouldn't need very often at all. These things last forever. You can manually press the buttons on his arms. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to give him 10 points, and I'm going to show you what happens once you've accumulated 10 points. Before I forget, when you're activating the Bobbie or doing anything, press and hold the button until he responds. Don't tap it. Press and hold it. I've got 9 points stored, and I'm ready to turn him on again. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. So we're gonna get our 10th point here. The kids have been doing great. This is his antenna, and it's got a rainbow LED on it, so it changes colors, and it's only lit up when he's scanning and listening to the rest of the class. And so watch it for a minute. I'm not going to give them the 10th point right away. I'm going to let you watch and see how that slowly changes color.
What a great nap. I'm back and ready to listen. Are you ready to earn the reward point? I sure hope so. Let's learn together. 3, 2, 1. Let's learn.
It's constantly changing colors, and that's his antenna. Now, he's got a little microphone right here, so he's listening, but I like that I added the antenna because it's really super cute. And the kids, you can just stare at it. It's kind of neat. Anyway, let's give it a 10th point. Listen to this.
You kids did great. Thank you all for being so kind to my ears. You have earned a point. I hope that you all have a great day. I'm so happy that I got to learn with you all today. It really makes me happy that I have so many friends here. I'm going to rest my circuits. I'll see you all again soon. Wow. Congratulations, kids. You've scored 10 points. I'm proud to call you all friends. Your teacher now owes you all a reward for being so quiet. I'm now going to delete your point score, so that you can earn another reward. Powering down.
So he realized, oh, wow, you guys earned 10 points. So the teacher, this is something they've been working towards. And we both realize that not all teachers like implementing rewards. But this is a really fun way where they can actually earn it. And really, it's up to the teacher whether they earn it or not. And they need to earn it 10 times to earn this reward. So every single time, the teacher can decide, if they don't set it off themselves, whether or not they deserve it by awarding them a point or telling Bobbie to shut down. So that's the basic function of it. I know there was a lot of repetition there, but that was because I wanted to show you all of the functionality really quick. So now he's got 0 points stored in memory. Bobbie comes with all you see here, plus a 9-volt 1-amp adapter and a stereo cable. Stereo cable connects from the stereo output jack to the stereo input of any set of computer speakers. We got our power jack right here, our on-off switch. I'll give you zoomed in pictures of that in a minute. But again, the video manual will cover this much more in detail. We've got the onboard speaker, which you can select. It's not nearly as loud as a set of computer speakers, so if you have a set of computer speakers, that's ideal. But it does have this neat little speaker right here, which can be removed. It sits on a piece of double-sided tape. You don't want it flat on the board like that, although it looks a little nicer. You want it up and out like that. And it does sit quite nicely. So I'm actually going to flatten it so we can see everything here. Bobbie's feet sit right in here into these two slots. This is the only jumper you ever have to worry about. If you want, and again I'll zoom in on these boards in just a second, you can select SPK for speaker, onboard speaker, or you can select EX for external, which is the computer speaker audio jack. And yeah, this is the buzzer, which is used when the kids make too much noise and during diagnostics, and the power LED. And what the power LED does is it blinks on power up to say, hey, the main Bobbie board is communicating properly with the Bobbie feet. This is the wireless transmitter, which plugs into the back of Bobbie's arm. I'll show you that in a second. Now I'm going to stop the video and show you the Bobbie feet board up close. Now, and then we'll look at the Bobbybot board up close. This is the front of the Bobbybot platform. Right now we've got the external stereo port selected. If we want to change that to the onboard speaker, we simply remove this jumper and select the middle and left pin. This is the on-off button. It's currently in the off position. Now it's on, now it's off, and this is where we plug in our 9-volt 1-amp adapter. These are Bobbie's feet. They plug into the platform board. Those are the 3 status LEDs on the right. His noise detector, central processing, sensitivity dip switch, 2 beautiful LED eyes, light sensor nose, rainbow LED antenna, and on the left we have the 2 manual buttons. There's a close-up of Bobbie's face, and now I'm going to take the included receiver, plug it in. And now we can plug the Bobbybot into the platform board. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Just make sure that the pins are actually in the 8 holes. And Bobbie's ready to be plugged in. Thank you all again for watching. Again, if you're a teacher or if you know a teacher, please share it. This has made such a difference in my wife's class. The kids love Bobbie. They love when Bobbie's operating. They love accumulating the points. And the reward doesn't need to be candy. It doesn't need to be anything material. It can be an activity, something for them to look forward to. Because when they get that point, it's something, it makes them feel good. My wife can articulate how it's helped her class and how he's become a part of the class. He's become essentially another student, a student that they all want to, they all want him there. He's fun. He's not a toy. He's off in the corner, but he's a part of every day in her class now. So thank you all for watching. The video manual will essentially be a copy of this, but I'll talk a bit more about how you will essentially put him together out of the box. It's more or less what I just showed you, but it'll be a little bit more detailed. The written manual will also have that detail. And again, if you're ever in a jam, you've got the Bobbie card. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.